Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, you remember this kit that I've had for over 2 years, just sat on the shelf? Yeah, we're going to build it at last. I was put off. I was never sure about this body shell and about the box art of it. I think it was a limited run kit, but I really bought it for the chassis, with it being a TA05 version 2. I really wanted that chassis, but because I couldn't make my mind up what I was going to do with the body, I just kind of left it on. Anyway, I was looking the other day and I came across exactly the same car, but I believe it was a season afterwards. This car is, the body shell's all white, the blues are decals, but it's got a silver roof and a black wing, and I always thought it didn't look right, but I looked up the proper car, it was correct. But anyway, the season after, there's another car, I don't know if it's the same driver, it's got the white wing and there's no silver roof, the car's all white, same decals, same stickers on it, and I was like, in my opinion, that just looks way better. So that kind of got the juices flowing, and I thought, right, when I'm ready for a new build, this is what we're going to do. So anyway, all that kind of stuff is for the second video when we do the body set. But yeah, TA05 version 2, inbound front shocks, twin belt drive, 4-wheel drive, baldy front and back, fully adjustable. I believe it's fully, it's got a full bearing set with it as well. This is quite a car, to be honest. This is quite a chassis for the money. I know a lot of people really rate this car, and you know, I mean, they race them obviously in Japan, or they did. I don't know if they race them now. As I say, it's fully adjustable. You get a lot for your money with this car, and also not one hop up in sight on this build. Can you believe that? Yep, we're just going au natural. Let's get into it. Right, let's get into this. So, got the parts all laid out. Really looking forward to this. One interesting fact that I wasn't aware of: when I bought this kit a couple of years ago, I ordered a full bearing set for it, but looking at it here, got bearings, and there's more bearings in these bags, so looks like it comes fully ball rest. Cool. I'll use them on something else. So yeah, we'll start putting it together, but I just wanted to show you the centre casing and cast. Looks pretty cool. It'd be better if it was TRF blue, but hey ho. Right, let's get cracking. Right, that was stage 1, and I'm enjoying this already, with it being a chassis I've not built before. So first process was to make the spur gear. This nice little bit of blue alloy comes with the kit, 2 pulleys, then you fix this plastic plate on. Again, there's a bearing either side of that, and then you put the spur gear in situ and put the pin through the spindle, and then lock it there on a grub screw. But yeah, that's stage 1 done. So moving on to stage 2. Right, that's stage 2 done. So obviously we've mounted the front middle section to the chassis. We've also put the 2 metal steering arms in, whatever you call them, that the steering arms are going to sit on. And then on either side, we've put these 2 brackets in, and they're slightly different front and back. So that's up to stage 2. Yeah, this is cool. I know it's early days, but yeah, definitely enjoying it. Right, so stage 3 is building both diffs at the same time. So I just thought to show you at this stage. So we've got the 2 spools with the bearing of the balls in, with the diff grease. This is all got the diff grease inside and out. A couple of bearings on there. We don't have to build the little sort of thrust bearings up. They're pre-made for us, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, let's stick those together and adjust them up. Right, we have both diffs made, outer bearings on now, and I've adjusted them up. It uses the similar plastic, well, or initially what I thought was like the TD4, TD2 plastic nut that goes in, but actually on these ones, it takes you countersink a nut into the plastic. So it is different, so you can knit these up tighter, which is good. I did find, as I was nipping it up, I was holding both out drives to make sure the diff wasn't slipping too much, because I don't think these are supposed to be I've not come across any in the manual where it says these are like limited slip ball diffs, but obviously there's no slipper clutch on there. Yeah, to make it slip, you have to put a lot of pressure on it. So yeah, they're feeling pretty good. And more importantly, that's the messy bit over, which is always nice. Right, I had to jump up to and finish up to stage 5 because this is quite a fiddly process. So front and rear, and you do them individually because obviously you've got to set the belt tensioners up, which you can just see there. So you've got to make sure you get, first of all, both sides correct and matching because they face the opposite way from each other. And then of course it's the opposite on from rear to front. So anyway, yeah, that's that on. So looking at the instructions now, we're moving on to number 6, which is actually to mount these into the chassis, which is cool because it'll keep it all together. Stage 6 finished, well, bar one bit, but yeah, so front and rear gearbox housings bolted down to the chassis, obviously the belt's in situ. And it's a little bit of a moment of truth when you put it all together. First of all, to make sure the belt tensions are the same, and when you start to move it, make sure that tells you that you've got the front and back spool sides in the correct position. Because if you haven't, it'll wobble. But yeah, that's awesome. That feels really good. So the only thing to add now is the spur gear cover, and that's stage 6, is it? Yeah, 6 finished, and the last piece was just to put this spur cover over with 2 bolts. So yeah, that's the overall sort of drive in there now, and again it does feel really good. This is a great chassis to put together, it really is. I do enjoy a belt driven car, although I don't like this bit on them, the adjustment side of it, especially when you have to go and adjust it. It's very fiddly, but I suppose you get better at it as you go. So yeah, moving on to stage 7, just looking at the manual, which is the rear axles. So yeah, let's bat on. Right, so that's stages 7 and 8 complete now. Interestingly, on the rear hubs, let me just zoom out a little bit so it's a better picture. Where is it? Yeah, this bit here, oops, sorry. This bit here for this grub screw, you have to drill it out with a 2.5mm drill bit. Looks like it, I'm guessing it might have been a mistake in the mould, so you have to just run a drill bit through it. It's no biggie at all, but anyway, then I jumped up the instructions to 10 and just put the grub screw in, make sure it goes all the way through. So anyway, I've done that, and then stage 8 was doing the arm assembly, which is a little bit more fiddly just because first of all, the rear arms are reversible, and although they look identical, they're actually not. So yeah, just had to take a little bit of time to make sure I got that right. It did say on it did say to drill another one of these ends out, but I checked this end out and it's fine, but I've just realised I've not checked that end out for the pin, so I'll just check that as I go on to the next bit. But anyway, moving on to stage 9 now, we're going to fit the arms onto the chassis. Right, rear arms on, and also you have to put a, what do you call them? It's like an extended grub screw in through this, and then the ball end goes onto the grub screw at the end. So yeah, that was section 9, that's complete. And looking at instructions on 10 is putting that back end, the dog bones in and the hubs on. Right, that's stage 9, so as you can see, back end on. First time you kind of get to feel the diff a little better. As usual, it feels quite tight with your fingers in this position, but once the wheels are on, it'll be easier. And then obviously, you can sort of start to feel the overall, which is really nice. And you got that little bit of suspension travel. So moving on to stage 10, which is like the front end brace. Now it gives you 2 options in 10. I don't know if I can show you this. If I can move over a little bit. Oh my goodness me. See this? Professional. Right, let me hold it, it'll be easier. So on the left hand side, that's to put it in without the servo, and then it tells you to refer to a different stage if you want to fit the servo at this stage. I'm not going to be putting any electrics in at this stage. I really want to get all the car finished with the body first of all. So anyway, let's build stage 10 up. Right, I just completely lied to you in that last segment. It wasn't the front end at all. So the next step was to put this sort of chassis brace across, which gives you a little bit of a cover for the pulley. And then once that's bolted down with 6 screws, the rear shock tower goes on with 3 screws. So yes, that is the back end complete-ish for now. So just looking at the instructions, we're now on 12. So it's the front arm assembly now. Right, that's stages 12 and 13. So arms, ball ends in, grub screws in, all the correct spaces front and back on the arms, and then the front bit to tie it all in, so they're in position. And moving on to stage 14 now is going to be the front wheel hub arrangement. But I just want to say something that I just kind of noticed. This is not like a TT01 or sort of more relevant to TT02. This is a very precise build for what it is, and it's really nice. There's a lot of spaces and shimming you do on it, but when it's all put together, I was just looking at the back end, there's no slop in the arms, there's zero movement on these bits. So yeah, it's fiddly, but you get at the end of it, this is a very precise chassis. Yeah, really like it. I mean, I knew it was to begin with, but when you actually start putting it together, and then like I've just put these front arms on, and you realise there's no movement there whatsoever. That's it's a class chassis. Anyway, what did I say? Moving on to stage 14, so we'll build the front hubs up. That's stage 14 complete. Another set of turnbuckles made, and the front hubs. Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but yeah. Everything is super tight. It's a little bit fiddly. You got spaces and stuff to get in certain areas. There's a spacer there underneath 2 collars, but there is absolutely zero play in that at all. Really impressed. Right, moving on to 15 is just putting all that on the car. Right, that's 15 completed. Yeah, cool. Everything's doing what it should. Feel the front diff. Feels nice. Again, you can do the overall. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Some funny angles going on this front piece. I'm just kind of doubting myself that I've built it right or wrong. I don't know, because the steering hubs kind of go back up at an angle. I'm sure that's right, because yeah, it must be, because there's nothing I could have done about that. Right. Looking at instructions, moving on to 16, which is to build the steering assembly up. Now, I did say the kit was fully ball raced, but it gives you the brass bushes for the steering, and there's 2, so there's 4 brass bushes going to steering, but then jumping down to the next stage where the front inbound suspension starts to go over pivots. It looks like, yeah, they take 2 brass bushes in each set as well. I've got the bearings, I could change them, but I'm not going to. I mean, this car's probably only going to have maximum of 2 batteries through it, possibly just 1, just to give it an initial run so I can see what it's like. It's always something I can go back to and replace, but yeah, we'll go with bushes because the parts, I don't know, we'll see as I go. Right, making progress. So that's the steering, again bushed, and that's the inboard front suspension pivots, and they've got a bush either side, 2 in there and 4 in that overall. I built up the front brace. Steering's obviously going to go here. The arm turnbuckle, steering turnbuckles are made. So I flitted between 16 and 17 in the manual just so I could get all this bit done. But now all this goes into the car. And looking at the instructions, there's another pair of turnbuckles to make up for the inboard front suspension, and then it's the shocks after that. So anyway, let's get the front end, all these parts on. Right, just thought I'd just jump back on. So we've put the steering in. It's not fastened down at the moment, and the arms on, but I thought I'd just show you how the steering works. Very cool. I think if once I run this, if I have a lot of fun with it, which I think I'm gonna do, I might go back and revisit the bearing side of it. But I've got to be honest, it does feel really good. Anyway, let's get that front brace on. So I built it completely wrong, like you do. Those of you who know the chassis must have been shouting at the screen. Yeah, I'm a dickhead. So yeah, parts tree wise, it comes with what I didn't look. So it comes with a standard front brace and front spool cover, which obviously has room for the front shock tower, whereas this is the inboard version. So I'd fitted all these, and when I got to this stage, this just wasn't working, and then I realised what I'd done. So yeah, I had to take the cover off, which is completely different shape. Obviously it's really smooth there because there's no shock tower needed. And also change this over to the correct one. Just an idiot. But anyway, now it's done. That's working. So the shocks go across. Let me just see if I can get this in camera. So actually pivot ball end, and that's where the shock mounts to the car. So when it moves, that's how it compresses. The shocks. What an idiot. Anyway, that is the front end done now. By the bumper and whatever. So looking at the manual now, love this chassis. I know I keep saying it, but I absolutely love this build. It has been so much fun. It's a very satisfying build. Really do like it. Anyway, shut up, Glenn. Right, let's build the shocks. Right, shocks built, shocks on. Cool, very cool. So rear's just bog standard. Feels pretty good. And then the fronts is obviously the purpose of this car, which is version 2. And it's not the... What is it? There's 2 versions of this. This is called version 2, and the other one is what is it? I8. Oh, what is it? Inbound front suspension. IFS, I think it is. I'm not too sure on the differences, but this is a version 2 model, and that's how this works. Kind of cool. So we're just about there. So I've got to put, as I say, I'm not putting electrics in this video, so I've just got a motor cover to put over there. I've obviously got the front bumper to get on, bearings to fit in the outcups. I'll get the wheels on, and there's also the body posts. If there's anything else when I come back, I'll mention that, but that's what I'll get on with. Yeah, we'll do all that now. And she's done. But before I show you that, Muffin, say hello. That's not very ladylike. Oh dear, that's not very ladylike. Right. Love this build. So, since you last saw it, I've got the motor guard on, got the battery strap on. Obviously the wheels are on, which means the bearings are in. All the body mounts are on, which includes the front bumper. And I think that is pretty much it. It's kind of the first time you can kind of feel what's going on with the car. Obviously there's no tyres on, so it's got more than this, but yeah, it feels reasonably good. There's tons of adjustment on this car. If I hold the spur, I can feel the rear diff. Feels good, nice and smooth. Front, pretty much the same. That's hitting on something. Oh, I put the servo mounts in, and I've also put the steering turnbuckle arm in. So yeah, it is ready for electrics. And if I just show you, I'll probably do it from the other side. Overall drive, that feels really super smooth. Yeah, this is. Do you know what it is? I'm quite surprised. I'm really looking forward to driving this one now. This was, when I started it was like, whoa, what body do I fancy doing? It wasn't so much about the chassis, but this has been an absolute treat to put this together. So yeah, we'll get the body done, and obviously we're going to get electrics in it and get this out for a couple of batteries. And she's done. And I'm not just saying it, that is one of the most enjoyable on-road chassis builds I've ever done. That it was, I mean, recently I've just had a stint of TTO1s and a lot of TTO2s. And then before that, I did manage to build my TRF 415 MSXX 2007 Mark Reinhard edition, which is obviously just off the chart for quality wise. But apart from that, that's been it recently. But this is just, obviously I'm not comparing it with a TRF build, but it's really complex, really good. You can make mistakes very easy on it. Everything is just, the tolerances are awesome. They really are. There's no slop anywhere that I found. And as I said about last clip, I honestly can't wait to get the body set done, get electrics in it and give this a run. And obviously you get that beautiful belt sound as well when they're running. Awesome. And it'll be a quick car as well. Probably fit it with the Tamiya Superstock RZ motor on 2S. That'll be really quick, I'm sure. Yeah, that was absolutely awesome. Really enjoyed it. It's nice when you build something and you're not, I was going to say you're not expecting much. It wasn't a case of that. It was just like build a chassis so I can get on a body set. But yeah, chassis was epic. Really good. You guys and girls out there who've built TA05s, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, that's part 1 over with. Part 2 is all the body set, and that's quite involved. There's yeah, but I'm looking forward to the outcome of it. I'm probably going to go with some different wheels on it, some alloy wheels. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks when it's finished, and then yeah, we'll get the electrics in it and we'll run it. But anyway, I don't know how long this video's been, so I better end it. So as always, my friends, thanks so much for watching. It is honestly massively appreciated. If this is the first time you've come across one of my videos, give this video a thumbs up, say hello in the comments, and hit that subscribe button. And if you do all that, you might as well turn the notifications on for our weekly videos. That'd be absolutely awesome. And as always, my friends, the Tamiya TA05 version 2 chassis. It's a thing of beauty.